In the heart of Nubia, beneath the searing gaze of the sun, a kingdom sleeps, wrapped in the dust of millennia. The land of Kush, its pyramids stand like silent sentinels, watching over a civilization whose breath once filled the air of Egypt, whose gods once ruled the very skies. Shabaka's legacy did not begin in the gilded courts of Egypt, nor was it carved from the triumphs of battle. His story is written in the stone of forgotten temples, in the shattered fragments of a land on the edge of ruin, and most of all, in his determination to be not just a ruler, but a preserver of an age-long past. Born of Kashta and Pabatma, Shabaka ascended after the passing of his brother, Pianki, who had united Lower Egypt. Yet the victory was not complete. The land was fractured, its people scattered, its heart still trembling under the shadow of chaos. Pianki had conquered, but conquest is fleeting. True power requires more than an army. It demands vision. And Shabaka, the brother who followed, would not simply inherit his sibling's empire. He would forge a dynasty that would rise on the bedrock of Egypt's ancient soul. To rule Egypt was not merely to wear a crown, but to embrace its gods, its temples, its history. Shabaka's reign would not only be defined by military prowess, but by his restoration of Egypt's sacred heart, the temples of Thebes, Karnak, and beyond. He understood that Egypt's power lay not in its armies, but in the very bones of its temples. Shabaka knew the gods could not be appeased by war alone. He turned to the past, to the wisdom of those who came before. His reign saw a revival, not just of Egypt's cities, but of its soul. The walls of Karnak rose once more, and the statues of the gods stretched high into the heavens, their eyes forever fixed upon the future. In this sacred act of restoration, Shabaka preserved the very foundation of Egypt's existence. The Shabaka stone, a monument to a king's duty to safeguard history, a testament not to conquest, but to the preservation of a civilization that stretched back to the dawn of time. But power does not remain unchallenged. To the northeast, the Assyrians grew stronger, their iron grip closing on Egypt's throat. Shabaka, the ruler of the south, knew that the tide of war was rising. He sought to turn the lands of Syria and Palestine into buffer states, hoping to create a wall of resistance. But the Assyrians were relentless. They crushed the revolts, and the drumbeat of war grew louder with each passing year. Yet despite the growing threat of the Assyrian Empire, Shabaka's reign remained largely peaceful. He solidified his control over Egypt, strengthening the ties between Nubia and its northern neighbor. The land flourished, and Egypt's cities once more gleamed with life. His reign was not without strife, but Shabaka was a king of vision. He knew that Egypt's future lay in its past, and that only by restoring the ancient glory of Egypt's temples could he secure the kingdom's legacy for future generations. In 696 BC, Shabaka passed from this world, leaving behind a kingdom forged not in the fires of war, but in the quiet strength of restoration and the quiet power of faith. His legacy would endure long beyond his death as Egypt entered an era of tumult and decline. Yet his descendants continued to rule over Kush for centuries, while Egypt, now a land of conquered kings, faded into the shadows of foreign dominion. Shabaka's reign was a moment, a flicker in the eternal flame of time. Yet in that moment, he reshaped a kingdom, revived a culture, and ensured that the soul of Egypt would never truly fade. Shabaka's legacy teaches us that greatness isn't bound by time. It's about taking the past, giving it a fresh spin, and making it shine with a little bit of our own style.